Welcome back to Tech Gumbo. This is Haggai Davis here with James Moak and our guest today. We have a special guest from Turner Industries, the Executive Vice President and Chief Information Officer, Mr. Stephen Toups.
Hello, Haggai. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. Welcome to the show. So, James, what's the first question we got from Mr. Toups today?
Well, first off, again, thanks, Stephen, for joining us. We're excited to have you here to talk about all things technology in the corporate enterprise, if you will. So one of the questions that I asked, or actually I had rather, was if you could explain to our listeners, what your main role is, in technology at Turner Industries.
James, it's a great question because technology, I think, anywhere is a lot like your opening song there, The Grand Illusion. For years, all of us in technology created it such that it was a black hole into which we made it very scary to talk to people and understand it was a whole different language. It was a whole different vocabulary. My role is traffic cop, translator, and teacher, right? The 3 T's. Trying to keep everybody up to speed. Make sure that when we talk about technology, we want to make sure that what we're doing in technology is what needs to be done for the company. We don't want to be the pointy edge of the spear, but you also don't want to get left behind. You want to make sure that we are delivering exactly what needs to happen to make sure the business moves forward. I'd say beyond that would be security. Big concern right now, way more than any of us ever thought, is security. Obviously, the Ashley Madison breach, everybody else who's been breached for one reason or another. But what we're seeing is these large companies have great, phenomenal IT security firewalls and backups. But you know what? If you look at the Target breach, Haggai, it came through their contractor.
Right.
A contractor who was allowed in. And so what we're doing is making sure that the conversation, the dialogue in our industry is, we know we're a good contractor. We know we have great security methods in place. We want to make sure everybody else does. So we want it to be a household word. We want everyone concerned about security right now.
So besides the obviously security, what's some of the other big hurdles that you guys face in the IT department?
They're big hurdles. Every day's a hurdle. It's like getting people to understand to turn their phones off in meetings.
That's right.
Just like everybody else. No, the biggest hurdles are where are we? Wayne Gretzky used to say we're going to skate to where the puck is. Well, where's the puck going to be? Where's it going next?
Right.
That's what we don't know. So we want to make sure that we joke sometimes that as a large industrial contractor, when everybody else migrates to Windows 2008, we'll just be coming off of Windows 2003, right? And that's the perspective. That's what people think, and that's not exactly true. We'll let everybody be the new adopters. Everyone's jumping on Windows 10. We're going to be 6 months late to the dance. We're going to let everybody else work the bugs out and building the mindset and building a culture that we want to make sure the technology just works. Doesn't have to be sexy. It's just got to work. And that's our biggest challenge right now. It's just making sure that we're not the pointy edge of the spear on
So
stuff.
a lot of people think of the construction industry. Okay, you guys just bang on iron and just weld things and turn wrenches.
Yes.
And but that's really not the case. I mean, from Turner, you guys use a lot of technology out in the field, not just back in the corporate office.
Right. See, people don't understand. When you talk about construction, it's exactly right. You'd argue that, hey, if we asked you to build the pyramids, you'd probably build them the same way you did thousands and thousands of years ago. That's not true. What people forget is we're not a company just made up of carpenters and welders. We've got thousands of people in accounting and thousands of people who use computers every day, people who are in the field building things. If you can't establish a Wi-Fi link or repair a Wi-Fi link, you're going to have a tough time running a crane today. And that's what makes it so exciting. In the field, tracking progress in the field is something that everybody wants to know. You want to know where you are. And the tolerance for, I can get you that report next Friday, I can get you that report next week, is not there anymore. Everything's got to be real time. So it's we do things, I laugh sometimes. When I became CIO, I told our team, I said, I want Turner Industries to be Google on the Bayou. I want this to be the coolest IT place to work. And in the last 3 years, we've won 6 national awards in recognition for software and technology that we're using in the field. And believe it or not, the Office of CIO was recognized as one of the top 10 breakout IT offices in the nation last year.
So Stevie Toups, the Bill Gates of the Bayou.
Yeah, probably without the balance sheet right now.
Well, that comes. It just takes a little while, and a lot more hard work, I guess. So we're talking about technologies and how you guys, maybe you could explain just a little bit about some of the technologies that you use, say with some of these remote job sites, and how they communicate back to the various systems that you use to run the company and to job scheduling and the whole thing.
Sometimes when you see how the sausage is made, it's not as good as when you see it from far away. At a job site, you use everything that you would use in an office. I mean, Office, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, all those regular, normal, run-of-the-mill things. The difference is the proprietary software that we use that ties into a lot of... there's a program out there called Primavera. I'm sure many of your listeners know of. And it tracks what happens at a very minute level of activity in the field. And it tracks the progress of a job. I'm 50% complete, I'm 10% complete. Or I'm telling you I'm 10% complete and I'm really 2% complete, those kind of things. We have software that our team has built. And again, this is just because you've been in the business 55 years that you have some of this stuff where we can go back and we can track. That software will track to a certain number of tasks. We can go into hundreds of tasks deeper and to unscrew bolt 1, unscrew bolt 2, replace pump 3, put a new gasket on, everything down. Now I know to your listeners, you're like, oh, that is so commonplace. That's normal. But to track productivity to that level in the field, to put it on handhelds, to make sure that everybody knows and the customer can know real time, to establish a way to do that in an environment where you have to have intrinsically safe batteries, you can't have a Wi-Fi, you can't have cellular antennas. How do you connect into the control room? That's what makes it so exciting. And we've been able to do things in productivity tracking. How much time does someone actually spend on their tools? I mean, these are great markets for the future that people will be able to start diving into.
That's really cool. I mean, the fact that, like we joked about earlier, I mean, you guys aren't just, the Neanderthals dragging your knuckles anymore.
No, and it's what's coming next that's going to be fun.
So where do you see it all going?
Well, and again, look, I'm super optimistic about this thing. But when you start looking at, we were the first industry to start using 3D models. Taking a piece of paper and watching a construction project literally come up in front of you on a monitor where you can turn it and see where the pipe goes or see where the steel goes. Heck, I imagine robotics. Imagine an exoskeleton so that somebody my size could lift 300 pounds or could reinforce my legs so that I could never get hurt. Someone gets a scratch every 1 million work hours in our business. That's how good we are.
Wow.
This business has gotten extremely, extremely safe. That means the whole school system would have to work for 4 years with no one putting a Band-Aid on. That's how good this industry has become. But an exoskeleton, robotics, visioning things in 3D, taking an iPad and holding it up over a job site and seeing what the end product needs to look like and being able to peel back sheetrock or peel back steel so you can see where that piece of pipe needs to go.
No, that's fantastic technology there, and that's some of the stuff that we bring to our listeners every week. Is not only stuff they can use, at home, but this really cool technology that's being used in business. I mean, we have a client that actually does some engineering like that. They have these cameras, and they'll go out and they can, take this camera and do a video of Tiger Stadium, and it'll tell them every piece of material behind that, and be able to look back at those different angles and different levels or layers of that information. And so, technology,
it'll be the technology bedrock of the future. I mean, there's some really great opportunity, and if there's any young entrepreneurs out there listening, look at the construction business, team up with a good IT bunch. They can do a great. There's a lot of opportunity there.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. Want to thank you so very much for coming in today and being a part of our little show here in our little band of merriment. Want to remind our listeners about the Microsoft Office Professional giveaway. Go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/GulfSouthTech to get a free copy of Microsoft Office Professional. Keyword this week is smartphone. So go to facebook.com/GulfSouthTech. Keyword smartphone. Win a free copy of Microsoft Office Professional 2013. You're listening to Tech Gumbo on Talk 107.3 FM WBRP.